Hello. All right. Well, I wanted to pop on because I was inspired by a recent Peloton ride that I took, shocker, with Robin. And she talked about listening to either your inner critic or your inner advocate. And I just think it's such an important topic because we all have both. We all have an inner critic. We all have an inner advocate. Most people's inner advocate is way quieter than their inner critic. Most people who have not worked through personal development, growth, mindset, strength, all of those things that are really important, don't have a very loud inner advocate. And the critic, the negative mindset, the negative thoughts in our head are so loud that it's so hard to even hear the advocate side. And it is something that I have strengthened. I've strengthened this advocate side within myself for many, many, many years. And, a lot of times, I'll have friends, whether it's within my business or just, friends in life, say like, you're just so like motivational and inspiring, and you do all these things, and you fuck the fear and like all these things. Like, I wish I was more like you. And I call bullshit on that, first of all, because I'm not special. I have nothing special within me that you don't have within yourself. And the truth is that it just takes practice. It takes practice to continually practice that positive mindset. It takes practice of doing things that scare you. It takes practice of fucking the fear and doing the stuff anyway. Because what happens when you do that is that you realize you didn't die. And, truthfully, I mean, not to get too far into my backstory, but I grew up as an only child. And what I wanted more than anything was siblings. I didn't get siblings. I wanted friends. I wanted friends so bad that I did anything to fit in. Well, not anything. I was a really good girl. I didn't like do drugs or anything. But anyway, I did. I wanted to fit in so badly. And so therefore I was a wallflower. I didn't have strong opinions. I didn't say things that would make waves. I just kind of, if you remember that Friends episode when Rachel just kind of goes along with the flow, wherever you want to go eat, I'll go eat, no big deal. That was me. And I recently have taken like numerous Enneagram tests. Have you ever taken an Enneagram test? I'm sure you probably haven't. If you haven't, do one. And it's basically just a series of 9 numbers. Everybody has a number that is their strongest suit, I guess you should say. I'm really not educated this at all. But anyway, I have taken it so many times because every single time I take it, I call bullshit on my number. I am a number 9, according to every Enneagram test I've taken. And 9 is the peacemaker. And it is not how I view myself anymore, because I don't think that's me. I think that I do make waves. I think I'm not afraid to speak my mind. I think that, I am really driven to make a huge impact. But I grew up as a 9. I am like deep down in my core, that is who I am. And it still shows up. Like, I will never talk about politics on Facebook. If somebody talks to me about politics in person, I just don't partake because I just don't want to. So there are parts of me that still are like heavily a 9, but for the most part, that's buried deep within me because I have done the things to overcome that. Now, there's obviously positive aspects of every single number and like negative aspects of every number. So there's nothing wrong with being a 9. There's nothing wrong with being any of them, but kind of understanding and recognizing what you are to your core will kind of help you figure out like what your weaknesses are and what you can overcome in order to be a stronger person in whatever life you want to live and lead. I've gotten really off topic, but my point is that I grew up a wallflower and I did certain things to push myself into realizing that when I did those things, I didn't die. I moved to London in college, and that scared the crap out of me. And I still have a very vivid memory of the very first party in our dorm. We had a bar in our basement, and there was a party, and I was so afraid to go because I had no friends. I had just gotten there. I didn't know who would be there. And I remember talking to my best friend on like AOL or something, and she's just like, just go down there. And I'm like, but I'm scared. I don't know anybody. And she's just like, just do it. And so I did it. And I just like have that vivid memory in my mind of how it felt to be so scared to go do something that I just was not comfortable doing. And so I did. And of course, it was like the best year of my life still. Sorry, honey, but it was. So I did that. Then I like moved to New York City after college. Obviously, I didn't have a job. I was really scared. That was an important part in my growth. I taught Pure Barre, which I have always been afraid of public speaking. I'm still afraid of public speaking, but that really taught me that I could do something I didn't think I could do. So all of that to be said, when you practice things that are hard, when you practice things that push you outside of your comfort zone, you are showing yourself that you are more than you think that you are, and you are practicing that inner advocate, because when you do the things that you're scared to do, you realize you didn't die, you realize that you actually can do whatever it is, and thus you're starting to build that advocate side in your brain. So when Robin says, or when you hear like be your inner advocate, like quiet the critic, most of the time the critic is you. I've talked to so many people like, like I really want to, start a business, or I really want to do this, or I really want to do that. And, they'll talk a lot about like, oh, I don't want to be judged. I don't want to, whatever, fail. They're judging themselves more than anything else. That limiting yourself is the biggest thing that the critic will tell you, your critic will tell you, is that you can't do it. That you don't have the time to do it. Like, look at all the stuff that you have. There's no way that you have time to do X, Y, Z. Look at, you're not on social media like that. You could never go live. That's what you have to do that? No, you can't do that. Like, yourself is what is limiting. You have a way of limiting yourself more than anybody else does. So being able to do things that scare you is so important to help grow that advocate within you. My favorite quote is from Brene. Well, one of my favorite quotes. I have a lot. It's my love language. One of my favorite quotes is from Brene Brown. I'm sure you guys have heard of her, and I'm going to read it because it's one sentence and I can't say it properly. But it's, if you're not in the arena also getting your ass kicked, I'm not interested in your feedback. Okay. Now, obviously that has it shows like if somebody else is going to judge you, you don't care, because they're not doing what you're doing, right? So if you are a victim of worrying about what people think, if you are a victim of worrying about the judgment the outside world may bestow on you for going after whatever it is you want, remember, unless they're doing what you want to do, screw it. It doesn't matter. Their feedback does not matter because they're not doing it. It's so funny when you grow up, and in your daily life, your friends right now, your network, whoever you know, has you in a box, whether they know that they have you in a box or not. But when you grow outside of that box, it makes them uncomfortable. And what happens when what you're doing is making somebody else uncomfortable? A lot of times, if they're a weak person, they are going to bestow judgment on you. They are going to bestow hate, whatever you want to call it. So remember, anytime you are judged, it's not based on you, it's based on that person maybe feeling uncomfortable because shit, maybe they want to do that, or crap, they're not really happy with where their life is. So if you are a victim of worrying about what other people think, just remember, unless they're doing what you want to do, don't give a fuck. Okay? It's not important. I'm sorry. I know that there's kids and probably around. I apologize. But remember, it is up to you, only you, to grow outside of the box that you are in right now. We're all in a box. I'm in a box. We're all in a box. You got to continue to push yourself and grow outside of that box, because that's where your inner advocate is going to get stronger. If you stay in the box that you're in, your inner critic is going to be louder, and you have to shut that critic up. Do that by doing the things that scare you. Do that by reading personal development. Do that by listening to podcasts. Do that by whatever you want. But that quote also about, if you're not in the arena getting your ass kicked, I'm not interested in your feedback, is also for you, because you are your biggest critic. You are your biggest judger. So I just thought that was really important and wanted to share that with you guys, because I remember the first time that I heard about people putting you in a box, and that's why whatever you're doing is making them judge you because you're just making them uncomfortable. The first time I heard that, I was like, my mind exploded. I was like, God, that's so right. So just remember that. And remember, quiet that critic, work hard, do things that scare you so that you can grow that inner advocate, because that is who is going to help you with everything that you do in life, whether it's working out, whether it's whatever. And let me just plug Peloton, because you know I love Peloton. I swear there is a distinct, like there should be science backing this up, that when you are working your body physically and also getting personal development while you're working out, there is like something magical that happens. Peloton is way more than a workout. Peloton is legit personal development. I mean, I can't tell you how many times throughout my normal day when I am not working out, I say to myself, I can do hard things. How you do anything is how you do everything. Like I repeat this crap to myself all the time, and it helps me live my life. So if you don't have a Peloton, you can get the Peloton digital app for free for 2 months. You do not have to have a bike. You do not have to have a treadmill. You can do their strength classes, their yoga, like all of these things are going to help you as a person when you can dive into yourself and make sure that you are giving yourself time to do things good for your body. Okay, off my soapbox. Just wanted to share that. I hope that helped somebody, and I hope you guys have a great Wednesday. Bye.